What's up, Aries? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting July 14th, 2025. Aries, I hope all is well. The deck I am using will be listed in the description box. Not reading any reversals. Welcome any new subscribers to my channel. You know I appreciate you. Just to give you a heads up here, Aries. I started to say Pisces. I just did Pisces reading. Aries, that this deck here, which I don't, use quite often, but it has 7 chakras. So if you receive any of the chakras in your spread, I definitely will talk about them and what it may mean for you. Okay, so we're just going to cleanse the energies from Dawn Pisces messages, and we want to see what is to come for Aries. What's the energy surrounding Aries this week? What does Aries have to look forward to energetically? And I'm change the format a little bit. You'll see in a few seconds in terms of how I'm going to read these messages for you this week. All right, let's cut and begin. Okay, so the first card here for you, Aries, we're going to begin with conflict and defeat. That would be the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. Next up is you have your first chakra. Actually, Pisces received the same one, solar plexus chakra. Then we have the 8 of Wands, accelerated motion. Next up, we have another chakra here, heart chakra. Next up, and we have the 2 of Wands. This is the waiting game, my timing card. Following that, we have the 6 of Pentacles, material and spiritual prosperity. You have your third chakra. This is the third eye chakra. Next up, we have this major arcana, the strength card. And on top of the waiting game, we have patience and planning. That would be the 7 of Pentacles. On the material and spiritual prosperity, we have spiritual union. That's 2 of Cups. Then we have the, that's funny too, because Pisces received the 2 of Cups over here, and then fertility was the second card. Well, under the first card, the Ace of Swords. Anyway, you have the Emperor's card, okay? Any spiritual rings that you see in any characters in these cards just means that there's some sort of spiritual energy that is surrounding you, okay? And the last card is Patience. Patience is the Temperance card. All right, so let's pull this energy here together, see what's exactly going on here for you, Aries. And it looks, it looks pretty good. Don't be too concerned about the 5 of Swords. People hate when they get the 5 of Swords, the Tower, and the 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords, whatever. They just, I don't know. I feel that they get, ballistic and stuff. And then you have people here who aren't really too sure about, me and my channel and the way I read and stuff. So, they subscribe, they unsubscribe, and that's, that's their privilege. But, I want to be consistent and stay exactly how I've always been. Read the cards as I see it. And, whether you accept it or not, that's totally up to you. But anyway, moving away from that, conflict and defeat, the 5 of Swords. Now, you see the guy running down the steps here. So, it may be that this week here, and it may not be related to a relationship or anything like that. It could be something going on involving your work. You feel like you've been defeated, or it could be that, since I always assign that, you have to be careful not allow people to mess with your mind or play head games with you. So it could be some sort of, distress going on with coworkers, and, you're at your wit's end and trying to deal with it or come to some sort of resolve. This is why, the character is running away. He just feels like he's defeated. But it's only a minor source of energy here if it does impact you at all. I also read, too, that there could be someone who is, envious of you for something that you possess or hold. Right? Next up is the solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is the third chakra in the list of 7 chakras. It's more or less could be showing up here for you, Aries, to indicate if it is balanced, then you're dealing with a good sense of self-esteem is good. It represents any types of pleasure and willpower, and any types of, responsibilities, personal responsibilities, I'm sorry, that could be going on. Now, if it's imbalanced, then it's, the complete opposite. You're dealing with, some sort of low self-esteem. Maybe there's some sort of depression going on. Could be some sort of manipulative behaviors taking place, or manipulative tendencies overall, and some sort of, misuse of power. So that would be your solar plexus chakra. I gave you the balanced energy and the imbalanced energy. So it just depends on what exactly is going on with you. All right, so following that is the accelerated motion. That's the Eight of Wands. That's, of course, my communication card. But when I use this deck, I always see things differently and I read things differently. We have a female that's looking up towards the sky, right? So it could be that, and it's in flight energy. So it could be that a female Aries that I'm reading for is about to take a trip to go see someone else. It's another female, or there's a female that Aries knows that's about to come see you. Okay, communication, effective communication, whatever you need to express, get off your chest this week will be well received by others. And then any communication coming, of course, from them to you, you will understand and receive that well. There's usually a lack of miscommunication and misunderstandings when it comes to having to interact or exchange any types of verbal communication, or it could be, through texting, because this card could represent some sort of happy news, putting a smile on your face through a text message. It could be that you receive a phone call, and it's fast and rapid energy, right? And then also to any types of things that you're waiting for in the mail. Could be packages maybe that you ordered online. This would be the week that those items arrive. If you are traveling, though, this week, Aries, you want to be safe to and from, okay? Element of surprise with the Eight of Wands. Next up is the next chakra. It's the heart chakra. This is a very favorable chakra, but then again, I'm going to read the balance type of energy as well as the imbalanced energy as to the reason why it may have shown up here for you. The heart chakra is the fourth chakra located in the center of the chest, of course, the heart. It represents love. It represents relationships, self-love. It governs all of those things. Governs your love and how you express yourself towards others and how you express yourself towards yourself, because it's self-love, right? Those are the balanced energies of the heart. The imbalanced energy would be having to deal with difficulties involving relationships. And then we're not just talking about romance, we're talking about all relationships. So that'd be romance, family situations, platonic friends, right? Also, too, this too would be, if it's imbalanced, having to experience a form of depression. Lack of self-discipline. So hopefully it's balanced for you, and that's the reason why it showed up. All right, so the next card up here would be the Two of Wands. What you're waiting for, Aries. Who you're waiting for, the waiting game. This is my only timing card, and I always tell you that in 2 days or 2 week period of time, who you're waiting for, what you're waiting for may arrive. Since we didn't get any of yes, we did. We got the Eight of Wands. So this propels the energy. I almost missed that. Propels the energy of the Two of Wands. So what you've been waiting for, who you've been waiting for comes much quicker or sooner. So you get that phone call. Maybe the relationship that you're involved in starts to pick up speed, because this is usually on its own. Slowness and stagnation involving relationships. Things are just slow and stagnating in general. Any ideals or projects get to move forward because of the presence of the Eight of Wands, right? Being in your spread. Following the Two of Wands here for you, Aries, we have the material and spiritual prosperity. Now, I read this card differently as well. See, could be an androgynous person, because we don't know if it's a male or a female. But anyway, we want to read it as such. I always seem to get that she's looking out there. You see the shooting water and the landscape, and used to always say that, reminded me of, a trip to Vegas and Bellagio. I think they had the shooting water, right? So it could be that, but this, offhandedly, there's still the card that represents charity and gift giving. So you could be receiving a gift from someone. You could be, yeah, receiving a gift from someone. Someone could be giving you a gift. Someone can still be getting a modest pay raise. Also, too, I always talk about when it comes to the Six of Pentacles for you, Aries, someone could come back and offer an apology for any missteps or misslips that they have given you. Okay. Further, it could be that you could be out shopping somewhere. This could be representing someone's landscape in an office, or like in an office building, or it could be a community, home community, right? So that's what I get with the Six of Pentacles. All right, so following that, we have our third chakra, and this would be the third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra is the basically the sixth out of the seven chakras, and it represents of course your forehead, third eye being in between, up on top, above the two eyes, right in the center. It represents your intuition, Aries. It represents you know foresight. It represents your imagination. It could represent being open. All right, that's if it's balanced. If it's not balanced, then it could just mean that there's some sort of lack of direction that you may be dealing with, or not having enough clarity in a specific, or dealing with a specific matter. Okay, so that would be the third eye chakra. And I oftentimes pick up too that I could be just reading for someone simply who wears glasses or contact lenses, or they're about to go to the optometrist to have their eyes checked out. All right, so that's the third eye chakra. The fourth card here is the strength card, power. So, of course, the half man, half lion. I could be talking to Aries who has dual personalities, and not to kid around with it, but you could have dual personalities. You could be the Aries, or if it's not you, maybe somebody that have two different eye colors, which is very, very rare. But anyway, feeling strong. Any challenges that you may be dealing with, even though we started with the conflict and defeat, you will overcome that. This is you having to own your power. This is a very good card when it comes to a great deal of passion, intensity. Okay, nothing is going to block you. Okay, whatever it is that's going on in terms of challenges, you will overcome. You will succeed. Simply put, just to add another message, it's underneath the heart chakra. It definitely could mean that on a little side note, that your hearts are strong. Okay, no worries about your heart, physical. All right, so let's swing back here to the cards that laid on top of the second row, and we have patience and planning. Patience and planning is the Seven of Pentacles, and so this still could be some areas that I'm reading for, putting in that grind this week when it comes to your work, but also to the message that comes out of the patience and planning, especially when I use this deck, that there's something that you may need to slow down with, and that could be your actual work. Maybe you're working too much, and there's something going on that you either need to slow down. If it's not associated with work, it could be associated with something else. There still would be a pay raise for someone, and then options, multiple options opening up to you this week. And them options that I speak of could occur or happen in any area. All right, so the Two of Cups, spiritual union, could be for those Rams that I'm reading for right now that are enjoying each other's company and committed partnerships. You're on the same page, seeing eye to eye with one another, sharing the same ideals, like-mindedness. Also the spiritual union, Two of Cups, even number of cups. So again, what you give is what you're going to get back. This could be for any single Ram out there who gets invited out on a date for the very first time. And specifically, the spiritual union card pulls together and forms romantic partnerships. Fertility is the Empress card for some rams that I'm reading for, just like, showed up in Pisces reading. This may be a week that, you draw back your energy, focus that energy towards yourself, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself. It's not a selfish act or anything like that. Sometimes, we overextend ourselves too much and giving our time and energy to other people, and then we, not willfully neglect ourselves, but sometimes, we get so wrapped up into what we're doing, we forget about taking care of ourselves. There is also too, the spiritual rings around the character's head. This simply means that there's spiritual energy that may be surrounding you this week in the form of protection. Pregnancy news definitely could be around you as well. Someone giving birth to a child. So this is about you having to, like I said, be at peace with yourself, be at peace with others, taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, all of those things. Her hair is in the shape of a tree. So you could be going to hair appointments this week, makeovers, nail appointments, pedicures, whatever, anything that's going to make you feel good. So you could be exercising more or, modifying your diet. Overall, good health and well-being, okay? Taking care of yourself there. Could also be spending some time outdoors here, Aries, enjoying Mother Nature and God's beauty. All right, so the last card that I have for you in this read, 1, 2, 3, you have three major arcanas, I'm sorry. So they are very, very powerful and positive. So make sure that you're paying attention to those energies, but do not neglect the minor cards because they will somehow be in support of the majors. Patience, temperance, restoring, recovering, bringing back into some form of balance for you. Maybe you were, taken out of balance, and it could have been, not something major. It could have been something minor. However, I read this card differently here. The smoke could indicate that I'm reading for Aries female, specifically that smokes cigarettes, smokes weed, or she likes to burn incense, or she does saging. Okay, so you got both the cards here that would represent Mother Nature. So again, having to be outdoors and spend time communing with Mother Nature, God's beauty. All right, but I do feel that somebody is either smoking cigarettes, weed, burning incense, or sage. This temperance card also too represents relationships. All right, so this is what I have for you this week, Aries. Just me interpreting these messages here for you. Please take what's going to work for you. Leave the rest alone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You guys have a safe, great week ahead. Always come back to get more of these messages from me, Aries, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.